And just like that, this room is clear. Well, mostly clear. Don't really have any room for this. When I start doing the flooring, I'll just put this in the hall back here. But we got everything out for now. And this room that just got floor laid, and I shoved it full of everything that I own. Well, not everything, but you know, put everything back in here that I took out to, and then some. But yeah, so I will go around and scrape up all the droppings from the mud and try to make sure it's level. Hopefully it's level. I don't like using this floor patch, but I'm assuming over here I will have to use some floor patch, so we'll check that out. I know there's a high point here where all these meet, and maybe I'll just use a planer again. And I think Callie's out here telling me it's dinner time, but they got an hour, so they're waiting. I'm gonna bring the flooring up to here at this angle because I'm gonna get waterproof flooring for the bathroom. Probably some vinyl tile or something along those lines. But yeah, it'd be nice to get this one done. And then I'm not going to put all the stuff that I have in that middle room in here. I'll actually start to make this my office. I'll put my desk in here and then start to work on the secret compartment in the closet here and whatnot. But for now, we'll start scraping away and leveling this out and getting it ready for underlayment and flooring. How's that sound? Yeah, pretty boring. All right, just like that, we got all the mounds of mud off the floor of the scraper, vacuum them up, and so hopefully it's as smooth as it needs to be. I mean, obviously the stuff is still there, but it's very minimal protrusions. But here we're gonna go level things out, and I could tell that there's a high spot where this is all put together. I'll put this little level here, and you can see it there doing its thing, rocking back and forth. So if we go on that other side, got a little bit of a gap there, and some more there. So we'll figure it out how to get this as smooth as possible. I'm gonna use a planer and a rasp just to work on this section here. See if we can make any improvements. Doesn't have to be super perfect, to me anyway, but close. So we'll get it ground down a bit, and then if we have to, then we'll use some leveling compound out there. Let's see what the walls look like in this room. Oh, not as bad. Oh, this is good. The other side in that small room was way down, and this seems minimal. So I probably won't have to do anything on this side. You know, and if it's gradual, it's not a huge deal. So I'll go back and forth to see if there's any bad spots maybe up in the front there. But anyway, that's just a preview of what I'm going to be doing here. So I'll get to work on that. All right, busted out the plane again. And yeah, I had to do a lot more planing on this one than that middle bedroom, the first one. This was a pretty big bump, as you saw in the video just a second ago. And yep, so just had to get a lot of that done. And you can kind of see it there on the right of the screen now. You see all the fresh wood there compared to the darker spots. So yeah, I had to do a lot of planing out there, but I think in the end it turned out pretty well. And so now we're just reusing the underlayment that I got when I bought this flooring. And yeah, it's pretty high quality, I think, but obviously, you know, when they tore it up, they didn't care if it was getting reused or not, so there came up in sheets that got all mangled. So we, you know, squared it off, or rectangled it off as best we could in this little area, and then sweeping all the debris up so I don't get any little pieces underneath it when I put the wood up. And so luckily, you know, this first room here, we had all the pieces to choose from. When I get down to the living room with this stuff, then we gotta have to really start piecing pieces together and doing a lot of taping. But here we just have basically 3 or 4 sheets that make the room, so not bad. And I wasn't using tuck tape on this one to go with the seams, just some packing tape. Hopefully that stay sticky enough for the long haul, but who knows? Not a biggie. And so now we're starting to lay the first row down and just putting little spacers on the back end and on the corner end where it starts out. And once you get the first few rows down, it kind of straightens it all itself out, when it gets clicked and locked together. So yeah, so we're just working on that. On the other room, I don't know why I missed the whole spot there. I think I forgot to hit record on a few, but you get the point there. And then now we got to start, doing some cuts at the end where it meets the other end of the wall. Not a big deal. Most of them are flat cuts, except right where it went around the door jamb there. And on the other room, I started on the other side of the wall and made it up to the hallway. But this one, I'm starting on the same wall as the hallway, and then we'll, splice it into what goes from down the hallway into the main room. And then we'll just unfortunately, we'll have to put like a little bit of a threshold in the middle bedroom into the hallway, since the grooves will match with the grooves instead of tongue to groove. So, oh well, is what it is. Yeah, I liked, what I really liked about this real hardwood flooring, even though, it's engineered hardwood, the bottom layer is plywood, the middle layer is like a composite, and then the top layer is, a veneer, but it's real hardwood. And what I really like about that is being that it has the plywood backer, you get consistency, nothing's all warped and everything's straight. But with the veneer top layer, it makes every piece its own individual piece with its own grain and pattern and stuff. So unlike you would get with like a vinyl or something like that, where it's just like a repeating pattern of the same grain that, like 4 different patterns, and then you kind of have to mix all those up. So anyway, I like how this goes. Some of them are really light, which tripped me out when I came up with a few that are just super bright, almost white. And you're like, where'd that come from? But, makes sense. And I liked it. There's probably about 7 different sizes to choose from. And then obviously you can cut your own, custom size at the end where it meets the wall. And then here was probably the most tricky aspect of the whole flooring job, is where I had to actually make an angle cut instead of just 90 degrees or whatnot. So I had a little ruler thing that you can see there that just gives the angle, and then you just trace that off, and little dab will do you. So, and then backing off into the really skinny and deep closet here. And so we're getting to the end run of this room, so that was good. And we'll talk about that. Okay, since we got both those rooms finished, I haven't come down the hall yet because I got to do something with the cabinets first. But I figured the next best spot is to go in the bump out section here. So I moved everything out that was in there. So we got it cleared out other than a couple dogs. And luckily it seems pretty level between all the joists, which makes sense because it's just 2x6s going all the way down. So there shouldn't be any big bumps and dips and whatnot. So hopefully everything's good there. We'll go around and scrape up all the excess mud from the drywalling that we got on the floor here. Sweep it up, vacuum it up, and then we'll put the vapor barrier down, or underlayment as it's called, and then get to going. We'll go from that direction out, but when I come in from this wall, I'll go from that direction in, which when they meet up, they're not going to go together, which is fine because this is going to be a separate, section. And we have this dip, or this gap here, mind the gap between the bump out and the house. And also I wouldn't match it up because this flexes a bit more because it's sitting on the end of the wings here. And so I got this round over threshold stuff, and it has this little square part in the bottom, which I think will fit perfectly in the gap here so that it won't sit up any higher than just that little rounded section when we put the two floors together there. So hopefully that'll work out. I'll obviously have to sand these and stain them. I have a bunch of them. Some of them are lighter. I'll just sand them and stain them close to the flooring, or whatever color I do for the trim, which I'll probably do this color for the trim on the base. And then the window casings are going to be bamboo flooring, I think. and they are close to this color, so I think it'll match well. That's the hope. But anyway, we'll get to scraping and laying underlayment down. So this bump out section was the first area that I did any of the subfloor laying, and I did it way before I had my little stand-up screw gun. So I did all of them with this little hand screw gun, and so a lot of them didn't get put below the surface, so we're just going around here and sinking all those down in farther into the joist so they don't stick up. And then all the floor was pretty level, but where the tongue and groove of the subfloor sit, some of them were higher than the others, so we just planed it all down and put this all out. And there we go. We pieced together some underlayment here. It's not perfect, and if you're going to do it, they say to go 2 inches up the wall around the edges. I'm not doing that because it made it really hard for me to put the first couple layers on, and I'm not too worried about it, especially with Advantech. It's pretty airtight, moisture tight, with all the amount of epoxies in it, and then I used the glue when I put it down, so that's considered a bit of a vapor barrier as well. And then obviously I got vapor barrier on the bottom, another layer of styrofoam, and then I'll have vapor barrier on the ground when I do my skirting. So not too concerned about some air gaps on the ends and whatnot. So, but if you're doing it, don't do it like I do it. So anyway, we'll get to laying some stuff down here. All right, so the fun begins in the bump out here. So this is probably the longest run I've done. You know, the other bedrooms are pretty small, so I didn't have to use any big pieces, or I didn't want to use any bigger pieces. So now that we're getting into the big rooms here, I'll start breaking out some of the longer boards in my arsenal. Obviously putting smaller ones in there as well, just breaking up the patterns. And I was talking about that really light boards every now and again, and you can see one sticking out like a sore thumb in the middle there. And yeah, and these other ones here, they're a little bit lighter, but nothing compared to that one there on the left. So that was pretty unique. And yeah, just trying to, you know, I talked about different patterns being put in place and choosing that. It's kind of fun. But I also like to throw one in that foreground there that are just super unique with different, just very contrasting tones in it. Just, I don't know, it's kind of like staring at a fire or water, looking at the grains for wood to me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but yeah, I just love working with wood, even though this is kind of, you know, engineered wood. It's still pretty organic to me, I guess you would say. Who knows? Anyway, rambling a bit. Yeah, just fun to get this part done, and gonna cut this video off here in a minute or two. We'll explain once this part's done. But yeah, so this will be part 2 of this little Acacia install videos, and the next one will be installing the living room that you see to the right here through the hallway between the 2 bedrooms, and we'll see if I make it all the way to my back bedroom, which spoiler alert, I do make it there, but it gets a little hairy at the end. You know, when I first started out with this big stacks and stacks of wood, I was thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to have enough to do this whole house and maybe even save some for my shed. I was offering some to a friend that's remodeling a 5th wheel. But by the time I get done here, I'm like, oh my God, I might not have enough to do the living room. So anyway, stay tuned for the next one and enjoy the ending of this one. Hope you enjoyed it, y'all. And we'll catch you on the next one. And there we are. Got it finished for the most part. You know, I put the little round over here in that little gap. So we got to bring the flooring up to that at some point, but I think I'm going to wait till I get the other one this way and then figure out at the very end where I need to cut those 2 to match up properly. But yeah, it's nice to get this down. And I can move some things back over here, put some blankets and carpets down so I don't scratch it up with the tools. Put the tools over here, couch back, and then maybe just do it the way I wanted, you know, have it finally done and not just stack stuff up here. We'll see though. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I really like this flooring. We'll see if it holds up over time. I think it will. And if it does, awesome. If not, not a huge loss when I only paid $750 for all this stuff, and hopefully I'll have enough to do. This is what I have left to do this main room here. You know, at least this main room down in the hallway to my back bedroom. If I don't have enough to do the back bedroom, that's a-okay. I will get something else, but at least most of the house with this is the goal. All right.